3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up? Sorry about the delay there. I was having technical troubles. Thanks for asking, Natalie. Yeah, this stuff isn't easy, man. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work, and I've got to, I'm flying around trying to put in different, URLs and passwords and all kinds of stuff just to get it going on YouTube and Facebook. What's up? Quarantine Hangs, episode 3. Gonna be a good one today. Got a great guest. Got lots to talk about. Got a couple funny videos. How's everyone doing today? With the craziness. The craziness continues. It's going to continue for a while. I hope everyone's holding up okay. How many times have you watched Contagion, the movie on Netflix? 3? 4? Don't watch that movie. Holy fuck, don't watch that movie. Oh my Lord. So yeah, it's all working. Got a couple new little tricks today. One of the new little tricks is that everyone's chats are now BAM on the stream. So anything you say, the whole world sees in the stream. I hope you guys dig that. That's something I had to fuck with today for a while to get working, and it's working. Yeah, I know it took a couple minutes there to get it going, but I had a problem with YouTube today for some reason. YouTube's usually the one that works awesome, and today it was the one that was giving me a fucking ball ache, so I fixed it, and it's good, and we're going, and we're only a couple minutes late, so fucking deal with it. One of the things I got to ask is everyone who's watching this on YouTube, if you could like and subscribe to this video, it helps me keep this going because I'm going to be trying to get a lot of guests on here. And some people don't want to come on if they think no one gives a shit. But I know you guys give a shit because you've been giving me tons of good feedback and I've been reading all the comments. And that's why I'm keeping it going. And I'm getting, a bunch of cool people to come on and be a part of this thing. So thanks to everyone for being here, and I know there's people tuning in from all over the world, and that really makes things cool for me. Yeah, greetings from Poland. We have people from Glasgow. We got people from the Hammer. Everything's going on here. So yeah, I love it. It's great. We're gonna keep it up. Today we got Shauna from Edge 102, formerly of Y108. A huge supporter of the band early on. She's got a really cool story, and it's been doing the radio scene in Canada for a long time. If you don't know who she is, you're going to learn about it today, and I hope you enjoy that. Yeah, and then, we've got this. We've got this as well.
Sammy, bring your fat ass in here and listen close. I'm tired of you eating all the food before I can get in on it.
Well, maybe if you just,
Hey, I don't want to hear no excuses, Playboy. I want my morsels. Sammy, bring your fat ass in.
Sorry, man. I saw that first thing this morning, and it killed me, so I had to show it to you. Oh, we got someone from Whitby here. Good old Whitby. Whitby is Oshawa. Am I going to get, you guys going to shit on me for that? We play Oshawa a lot. Tunbridge, UK. We got, Nando from Brazil. This is great. So yeah, again, back to the old COVID-19 situation here. One of the things is obviously, beside the fact that the whole world's restricted off right now and it sucks. Does anyone else notice how quiet it is? I guess that goes without saying, but do you ever catch yourself just being like, holy fuck, it's quiet. It's so quiet. I kind of like that about it, man. I hate everything else. And I know this is a huge strain on everybody. But if there's one thing to take about it, there's some time now to do stuff. Work on yourself, if you got that thing that you've been thinking about doing, I hope you're doing it because you're given, you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. And right now, one of the things that I've been trying to do is, obviously, get this up and running because it's something that we've wanted to do for a long time. And we're going to be expanding on it. We're going to be bringing Marv and Steve into it too. So it's not just going to be the fucking Jer show. But I really hope you guys are using this time if you have time off work and stuff like that. And I know the money's tight and everything, but I hope you're finding at least some tiny silver lining to get get something done, start a new hobby, read that book, new skills. It's all there, man. It just you gotta embrace, at least something from this. It's crazy because like I think like maybe a month ago I was walking around the grocery store and I was like just like kind of in awe. If you walk around the produce section and you're looking at all the produce and you're like, I caught myself in a moment of gratitude being like, holy fuck, I could like buy anything right now, kiwis, bananas, like it's all just sitting there. And I had this like weird moment of gratitude, like, wow, I hope it always is like this. I hope that, and that sometimes that moments like that, like it is fragile. And so I hope everyone is thinking about the things that they do have and the gratitude that you can have from the stuff that you have in your life, whether it's friends and family and fucking dump truck full of toilet paper. I don't know, whatever it is that you're hanging on to right now. That's one of the things I've been thinking about. It's just, I know I kind of mentioned on the last broadcast that I've been having an easier time maybe than other people because I love being alone and kind of off of my own world. But it's been grinding on me the last couple of days. I've been catching myself like I'm going fucking crazy. This is getting a little crazy. So one of the things that I love is skateboarding. I don't know if you ever see me skate the venue. Or any of my hijinks on tour with the skateboard. People always get upset with me, like, what if you fall and break your wrist? Well, I've been skateboarding since I was like 5 years old, and I do take it really easy in comparison to how I used to rip around out there. And one of the videos that we're going to watch today is one of the gnarliest fucking tricks I've ever seen in my life. It's called the gnarliest trick ever done at the Barracks. If you're not familiar with the Barracks, it's a skate compound, I believe, in California. If I got that wrong, I look like an asshole. But anyways, it's a great YouTube channel, The Barracks. They show all kinds of rad skateboarding at their compound. They have all the best skaters in the world come by at some point and skate. And they had like kind of like a big voting thing at the end of last year where they took all the gnarliest tricks that have gone down at the Barracks and picked one. And I knew this one. I think everybody who knew this one was gonna win. But let's just cut to it. His name is Yoshi, and he's fucking crazy, man. Here we go.
We're back. Back for more.
So hold on, dude. So first of all, he's doing a gap transfer from up high down to like to a bank. Well, let's let it run. So that's like I think one of his first attempts there.
I don't even know what to call it.
I don't know what to call it either. It's a fucking insane trick.
Big flip 360. I guess it's a gazelle flip.
Gazelle flip. It's like a 360 kickflip 360 into a bank. Look at from head on here. It's so gnarly. It's like it's the ankle breaker. He tries it like 100 times. And he's trying to get footage from this guy because he wants to see what he's doing wrong and how he can improve to actually stick it. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Dude, like anyone who's ever skated before, like I've taken the smallest, tiniest bails that don't look bad and they hurt so bad. That one, oh.
Whoa, dude.
He's getting so close though. And one of the things that you don't realize is how much your videographer can help you in these situations because they're seeing it from a perspective that you're not seeing, obviously.
Rib primo.
Rib primo. He landed with the board on its side into his rib cage.
Have to come back for it.
Oh god.
We're back. Past few days of not.
Like if it looks that bad on the outside, when it's I don't know if anyone's ever bruised their ribs before, but it's a kind of pain that is, it's otherworldly.
Fun. Rib primo, dude. I'm ready though. We're here for battle, so let's do this.
Let's do it. It's looking good on the second day right off the bat. The board is flipping and spinning perfectly. Oh, he caught his head on the last one. Oh. Oh my god, so close. and he power slides out of it. So gnarly, dude. This is how many times it takes to for a trick like this that's just so not been done before. You just have no basis. He's getting so close. Little break. The camera guy too. I love the he can't stand it. He's like wants him to land it so badly. He's almost riding away now. It's crazy, like it's like a math equation that you get closer and closer to as you understand how to do it. Oh. They're kind of... now, anybody who knows skateboarding, like some people don't know skateboarding and think that's it, he got it, right? Most skaters would know that when you put your hand down, I mean, you can count that as a make, but like when you put your hand down like that, you want it cleaner. You want to get it cleaner.
Oh, baby.
And he knows it. He like sits here and he like knows. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I got it, but like I get it better. And he goes again. Bam.
Oh my God.
Doesn't get better than that. Even the people there, like everybody knows, like that's never been done before. Oh, so nice.
Chase knew what to do the whole time.
Yeah, and he knows. He's giving it props to his video guy because he knows that the video guy told him to come at it straight on instead of coming at it on an angle. Anyways, that's the Barracks. Follow them on YouTube. There's just awesome content being posted all the time. And yeah, I just love it. I'm gonna hit a couple comments here, and then we're gonna go to Shauna. Yeah, Winnipeg. I'm still working. Sean says I'm from Winnipeg. I'm not from home yet. I definitely will not get bored during this time when we can't socialize. I do miss going to shows, but I'm always busy. That's good, man. The shows thing is a huge bummer for everybody, whether you're an introvert or extrovert. Just not being able to go to or for us play shows fucking sucks. We had to cancel the tour. All the stuff that we are doing in the summer, we don't know whether it's happening right now. It hasn't been officially canceled, but obviously things aren't looking super great right now. Yeah. I'm gonna just scroll back here. I can't scroll these. All right, whatever. Let's call Shauna. I got lots of questions for her. It's gonna be fun. Here we go. Let me just don't be looking at my notes, okay? Let's get her up. Shauna Whalen from Edge 102. I'm gonna call her. Let's get my thing here. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I have to turn you off. I was watching it.
Yeah, I know, and it's delayed too, so it was like, you know, it's like delayed by like a solid 30 seconds. But before we get to, I got an intro for you here, so we're just gonna cut that, and then we're gonna go. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Born and raised in Elora, Ontario, today's guest is a graduate of Waterloo University for psychology and has a bachelor's of education from York University. Her 1 year of broadcast journalism from Humber College has served her well in her 9 years on the morning show for Hamilton's Y108 and now on the morning show of one of the most popular radio stations in the country, 102.1 The Edge. I'm excited and pleased to introduce one of my favorite radio personalities, Shauna Whalen.
Hello.
Nailed it.
That was pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
You can have my job.
And I feel bad because I didn't give the other two people I've had on so far a good intro. So you get the first pre-written lined up intro.
Nice.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
Good. A little squirrely. I find it's hard being home with the kids.
That part I can't imagine. And I know Marv's got Jack and now and then, and Steve's got Royal.
Jack Harvey reporting live.
Have you seen Royal yet? Steve's kid, Royal?
No.
Oh, he's so. I have a photo of him that looks like a porcelain doll. He's got the dog with him, and it doesn't look real. It looks like what's that Norman Rockwell painting?
Oh,
Is that right?
Yeah.
It looks like that. It doesn't look real. It look and it's not touched. It's not filtered. Nothing.
Really?
So yeah, they got the cutest two kids ever. So.
I love those kids. Well, Jack Harvey's just the best name of all time.
Yeah, I know. International espionage. He could be a hockey player. He basically with a name like that, the sky's the limit. So
yeah.
So congrats on the new job.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
And
Like,
what a month it's been. We went from starting to like being the only people broadcasting live in that building, and it's so weird what's happened in a month.
yeah. And so it's like it's just like tumbleweeds blowing through that chorus building, eh?
It's so weird, yeah. And like when we first day we got there, it was just like this bustling, amazing place down by downtown Toronto, and
Yeah.
we were all nervous because we were the new kids, and now we're like in this empty building. It's very weird.
Fuck. That's crazy. So, before we get to the crazy questions I gotta ask you, are you going to be swearing on this? Because you've always got the thing. You've always got like you've always you can never say it on the edge. Have you ever have you ever dropped one by accident on the edge?
Not on the edge.
Oh yeah, I've only been there a month on Y108 then.
There was an infamous pre-taped Christmas show that didn't go as planned, and there were some F-bombs dropped.
But it's pre-taped, so you guys just scrubbed it later, right?
Well, there was an accidental
let through
issue.
When you say accidental, do you mean like
we
accidental?
We don't really talk about it. I'm probably not supposed to talk about it. But that's it. That's the only time.
So you're gonna let any curses go today? We don't have to premeditate them. I'm just curious. Is like
I'm gonna see if I can.
Okay.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if there's a mental block.
We'll see if I can push you over the edge.
Just get me mad.
Okay, so I had all these questions written for you, and then I did like a mini, just full disclosure with everybody here watching. I did a little bit of a pre-interview because I just wanted to get some of the basic facts down, and through that pre-interview, I basically found out a piece of information that nullified my first two questions, and they had a lot to do with kind of how you got into broadcasting and how you got into. I've just assumed that you would started like everybody else, which is like doing it on the college radio station. So why don't you just tell me the story about how you ended up on Y108?
So I was a teacher for a while. I was a freelance writer. I had a ton of different jobs, and I was in the middle of a divorce and looking for my next thing to do because I'd been home with my kid for a while, and I wanted to get back to work. So there was a contest at Y108. They were looking for a female co-host to join Ben and Carrie, and they wanted someone without any experience. It was kind of like a promo, like a ratings kind of gimmicky kind of thing.
Right.
And I was just in that place where I wanted something new. I wanted a new challenge. So I wrote this crazy email that I was, I'm pretty sure it was about Caillou and how I was sick and tired of watching, repeat episodes of Caillou because my first kid was 2 at the time.
Wow. And
then they brought me on for an on-air interview, and then I ended up getting the gig. But it turns out I didn't realize this. I wasn't even supposed to stay on. I was supposed to get this trip to the Dominican. And then not show up. But in the meantime of me being on that trip, the program director got fired. So I show up, and Daryl Spring.
I know the name. I had the worst memory.
He was the midday guy in the.
Oh no, I do remember him. He works at Poke now, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So he signed my letter of offer of employment. They just stuck me in there, and I never stopped. I just kept coming, and they didn't know. and then the new PD was supposed to fire me, but we ended up. It worked. So
amazing.
It's a weird story.
Yeah, so that's crazy. You started right out in the big time. You didn't have to do college radio.
I know.
So
I feel bad about that.
Don't feel bad about that. God. So then I have to ask, kind of goes without saying, like, you just naturally had a thing. You just naturally had a talent for it.
I think, yeah.
I'm sure you had to hone it a bit, but.
Oh yeah, and I'm still working on it. But I think there's like some jobs just have that thing that you're kind of I don't know, gift of the gab or whatever. But it's something that I enjoy doing, and it worked out right from the start. And you got to have chemistry with the people you're working with.
Well,
I've been really lucky.
That's perfect because it kind of goes to my next question, which is that whether it was with Y108 and Ben and Carrie, or who you're with now, it's kind of like you've always kind of been like the big sister role.
Yeah.
You're kind of like the reality check between the farts and the boys and morning shows are supposed to be silly and it's supposed to be kind of a thing where it's always just like, I don't know what the right word for it is, but it works well with Monster Truck, but it's also like you're there to keep things in line a little bit.
I think you're exactly right. And even though I end up saying sometimes the worst stuff, I get away with the most.
And I was going to say, because you walk the line perfectly, because it's like you wouldn't be able to just be there the whole time being the referee if you weren't able to get your hands dirty yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always found that interesting.
It's kind of I feel very lucky to be in this role because Jay and Chris, those are my co-hosts now at 102.1 The Edge.
Yeah.
And they it's funny, if I'm not there, they can say the same stuff, but it's like people will be more critical because even if I just say, okay, guys, that's enough. But sometimes I'm saying the worst stuff and nobody complains.
No.
Because I'm the mom on the show. Or
Yeah, and you can get away with anything. It's
I like
perfect.
doing that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know you do. And that's why I found that dynamic interesting, and you really do nail it. So that's great.
Thank you.
So kind of as we've done our like trek through Canadian radio, we've stopped by just it's mostly actually exclusively rock radio. I've noticed that a lot of the DJs all over the country move around like crazy. Like Chorus and Bell will have DJs just like, okay, well, we're going to move you to Red Deer from Nova Scotia. And like people have to uproot their families and like move around just in the name of like maybe a better fit or a different time slot or just for the sake that there's too many people here, not enough people over there. How have you avoided that? And I mean, obviously,
I don't know. I've been lucky. Because I mean, even when this gig came up, we were told, they said there's going to be a change. And right away I was like, oh no, this is it. Shit, I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to uproot the family. Because I was thinking maybe, I don't know, Edmonton, who knows, right? And so I was really lucky when they said Toronto. I was like, oh, I can do that drive.
So I mean, with the way the things work in like big companies and stuff, sometimes you get like you hear whispers and rumors and like we might be doing this or they might be moving me. I might be getting fired. I might be getting transferred. Like you didn't have a clue that you were going to get moved. It was just all of a sudden like coming in, having a meeting and boom, you're going to the Edge.
We've been shooting like any kind of, it's like in baseball, right? You get called up, right? So we've been always wanting to Toronto. When you're in Hamilton,
you
Toronto's
want
right
the big
there.
city.
Yeah, so I mean, but did we think it was going to happen this soon? We're a new show. We're under 2 years old as the new. We were the morning grind, and we hadn't even hit 2 years yet. So when this came up, I don't think we expected it to be this soon. But absolutely, it's what we've been working for.
That's amazing. Well, again, like when we found out, we were just super excited for you guys, and we know that. I mean, well, the Y108 is awesome too because they're one of the best stations in the country as well. But just
love Y.
It's all about power in radio, right? It's all about the watts or whatever. There's like a number that's like this is how many people you reach, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the call sign is or what it is. You just want the more power to reach more people, just like we're trying to get more subscribers or more listeners or more streams on Spotify. So
yes,
that's awesome. So another thing, and this is something that I'm also having to come to terms with now that I'm trying this medium, is you can't really bring a bad day into work. It's not like other jobs where you can kind of skulk off or kind of just, phone it in. You've got to be on and good and consistent like every day. So how do you deal with that when you're not feeling 100% and you got to come into the work and you've got to kill it? What do you do?
That's where your chemistry and your relationship with the people that you're working with is everything. Because, I mean, Chris and I have worked the longest together, Chris Emniak and I, and he's just like, we always joke about it, but he's like this human golden retriever. He's always
he is positive.
Good boy. Like he's just always in a great mood, and you can't be in a bad mood around him. And same with Jay. I mean, the fact that the three of us have come together, we've just been so lucky because it had to be hard to sort of come into something that was so concrete between Chris and I. And Jay just was the perfect fit. And same with him. Like we just all come in there with the agreement that we've got to make this the best show for everybody listening. Because we know everybody, is tuning in to try it. Maybe they're going to a crappy job. Maybe they're, coming off a shift. And we just want to give them the best show they can possibly have. And we're all dedicated to that, and I think it just picks as soon as we come in the room, that's what we want to do, and we build each other up.
The other thing too is sometimes people aren't choosing to listen to you. It's just on in the background, and so
I like that non-consensual
music.
I heard you say that.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, that's the power of radio, and like so you have to keep that in mind too. Is like when people are catching, pieces or snippets of broadcasts where you're on, that's another reason to be excellent because you might be about to transform somebody who doesn't listen to the show into a listener. So all the more reason to be on all the time. Again, it's something I have to do when we're playing a tour and we're on tour for a month. Like the one tour, I remember I was really proud for like about 10 years, maybe more than that, where I was like, I've never phoned it in. I always go on stage. I always give 150%. Doesn't matter what's going on. I always try my hardest. And then we did the 11-week Nickelback tour. Yeah. And about week 6, I got broken. It was like I had at least 3 or 4 shows in the last 5 weeks. Because the other thing with that tour, beside the fact that it was so long, it was like a 2-month tour, over 2-month tour. I started just like, if you're opening an arena tour, a lot of people don't give a shit about you at all. They just want to see the headliner. You know that. You've been to shows where you're like, I mean, we're lucky we feel confident in what we're doing up there, but at the end of the day, if you're there to see Nickelback, you've paid $200, $300, $400 to be front row VIP for Nickelback, and this band that you've never heard of before is up there. All we're doing is getting in the way. So I've had admittedly like 3 or 4 shows where I'm just like, fuck this. Like, I'm just going to play the songs. I'm just going to play it was like 30 minutes. I'm just going to play. I'm just going to get off, fucking get to the next show. And I hated that because I broke my streak. I had this like wicked streak where I was like, I always give 150%. And then all of a sudden I was like, no, I can't say that anymore because I fucking definitely phoned that one in. So
what'd you do? You just moved on?
I just moved on. I just dealt with it. I was just like, man, I've been doing this for so long. I can't just.
Question for you on that, because
you don't get to ask the questions. No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
I just have to know, because I think a part of us in Hamilton, we always had that chip on our shoulder too, because we would do joint groups, right? And so we would go into the city, into Toronto, and the Edge show would be there, and we were like the opening act in some ways, right? So we had that chip on our shoulder. How have you dealt with, like, there's some advantage to being in that place too, though.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. And I mean, again,
so it's kind of an interesting role, because you're kind of, then you have a little more freedom to be like more, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you have to prove yourself. You have to prove yourself. And we've spent more of our career doing that than we have headlining. So we've gotten really good at it. I mean, the band's obviously successful because we've got something and we feel confident about it. Yeah. And so, it's never been a real issue. And a lot of times, it's like that chip on our shoulder just makes us play that much better. We're really good under pressure. Yes. We've never had that issue where we're like, we get nervous, or we even talk about it. It's funny because like a lot of bands that we tour with, we see them doing their pre-show rituals where they're all like huddling around and they're like, they got some chant that they do, and then there's like a handshake and a high five and everyone's patting each other on the back. And we're such dicks. We're like backstage just like, okay, is it time to go? There we go. And we just go. And there's no there's no ritual. There's no like, I mean, at the end of the day, part of it is that we feel like it's like, we're just going to do what we always do and kill. And like, we don't have like this thing that we need to do to like, our ritual is the non-ritual of like getting ready to go on stage. And like, if we've got our buddy, our buddy and tour manager, Tom Bagley, with us, he'll give us a little fist bump. And that's like, that's like the most, that's it. He's just like, the most ritual thing.
Go have a good show. And that's it.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is. But also like, sometimes I see the other bands doing their stuff and I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to everyone do like a big group hug before we go out there. But we're just we're such salty bastards now. We'll figure something. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll figure something out.
Maybe braid each other's hair or something.
Oh my god.
Wax each other's beards.
No. Okay, so I grew up with David Letterman, like big time. My dad used to let me get up after I'd gone to bed, and he'd get me up, or I'd get myself up for like 11:35. I get to go out. I get to watch Letterman up until the top 10 list. Which basically after that, the show goes downhill anyways, or he went downhill anyways, because once you get the guests on, it's a crapshoot. And then I go back to bed. And a lot of like what I love about stand-up comedy and like whether it's personalities on television or whatever is from David Letterman. Do you have like a favorite late night personality? Do you stay up late night? Do you ever get to watch anybody?
Letterman too. That was my thing.
Yeah, the best. Even the other late night people say that he was the best.
He really was, and I don't think anyone has then or now come close to him. I don't know what but I don't like him now.
No, I tried to watch the show. I didn't like it.
Garbage.
Yes.
He needs to just own the fact that he's amazing and stop almost being apologetic for his gift. I hate that. He's amazing, and he should just relax about that.
That's great. I'm glad we agree with that. I like Kimmel. I can watch Kimmel, but...
Well, you know what's interesting you say that is with this quarantine, we're starting to see, I think, the real talent of these late night hosts. And man, is he ever better than... I think than Fallon. Yeah. And you see it because he doesn't have the whole team and everything. And
Fallon drives me fucking crazy.
Ah.
It's funny that you mentioned that too, because I was thinking about how tough of a time they're having now without their audience.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're trying to do their show kind of from home and stuff, and they don't have the laughs. and they're not used to like a forum like this where you just have to do what you do and have confidence in what you're saying and what you know. If I mean, I'm not on here trying to make jokes, so it's a little easier for me. But like, it made me feel a lot better about trying to do this because I saw how much of a fucking problem. Even like, you know, Mark Rober, have you Rober on YouTube? He does like the science stuff. He did like the glitter bomb package and everything like that. He did a live stream yesterday, and his content is incredible. I subscribe, I watch everything he did, but he did a live stream the other day, and he was so awkward. And I was just like, oh, like everyone just does their strengths, and like, you know, I'm good for him for trying to do it, but like his content versus his live streams is like so night and day, and it made me feel better because I feel pretty comfortable doing the live stream stuff, and I'm watching him, who I look up to, and he was just like, you could tell he's like, his eyes are darting all around, and he's like kind of stumbling over his sentences, and I'm like, motherfucker, I got ya.
It's amazing. That's what this is showing us. With people stripped down, you're seeing who really has talent and who is a big product of like great production.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to walk the line, and that's why I got all my fancy gadgets here trying to do the good production thing. But again, I don't know if you noticed, this live stream went late because YouTube was fighting with me for like 10, or actually it was only like 2 or 3 minutes, but it felt like 10 minutes to me because I was trying to go to live, and it was like, it's not working. And I was like, just breathe, chill out.
Yeah.
Got it going. Okay, so you have 2 kids.
Yes.
Right? What's the ages?
12 and 6.
12 and 6. Do they think it's cool you're on the radio? Or they don't care?
I think the younger one now does think it's cool. He comes in sometimes when I was at Y, and he got to back sell a couple things. So he likes 5-finger death punch, Y108 rocks. Like he has that memorized still. 12-year-old, he likes 99.9, and I can't get him to change the dial.
And you're kind of cramping his style.
Totally.
Yeah.
Although the other day he tried to get some follows on Instagram. When I was doing an Instagram, he got in the background and tried to get some.
What, like he's like throwing his hashtag or his handle out there to try and get more followers?
Yeah. I was like,
See, this is what I worry about a little bit, right? Because like I'm doing this right now. I'm like, you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like follow the band on thing. But it's like, I have the ability to walk away from it, and sometimes it just drives me nuts, and I hate having to be on or like be like a personality or whatever. But like the kids that are growing up now with this stuff like instilled in them from a young age, I really am fucking frightened for them.
Jared, they talk as if there's somebody watching them sometimes. I'll come in the room, like, who the fuck are you talking to? They're like, you know, just to punch a like, subscribe. I'm like, you're not on anything. Like, what do you mean hit a like and subscribe? You're not on anything. So that is their world, and I don't know how to navigate it. And I'm very glad I only have boys. I know that may sound wrong, but I just think I'd freak out 10 times more.
Because we all know what goes on in that world. It's fuck, man. I don't even know. I don't know how to rationalize it. It's fucking crazy, and especially now. I mean, if we weren't already connected to our phones and the internet, like, imagine the internet went down right now. Like, at some point, this is the one.
Don't even say it.
I have to say it because I've been saying it since before COVID, that at some point the internet's going to fucking basically either be under attack or just fail. There's just, and I don't know if anyone's noticed, and anyone's been noticing on the internet, it around 5-6 o'clock, it like starts running like shit because everybody is on it now. I mean, everyone was on it before, but now it's almost anything. All we have, everyone's video live streaming. Like, I'm pumping enough bandwidth right around me here right now to like shut down like, you know, a small business. So like, I mean, I shouldn't say it, but like, man, if the internet actually had like a major malfunction, I mean, it's not like, I make it sound like there's like a internet headquarters and like it could like, I mean, it's spread out all over the world. There's servers everywhere. Everything's crazy. I don't know how it works, but I just know that there's nefarious people out there trying to figure out how to fuck it all up. I guarantee it. And
I don't know what people would do. I mean, right now, that's our whole life is dependent. Even that, and now with school maybe not going back in session, all the teachers are putting their shit online too. Yeah.
My mom did. She was running websites, except no one went to them because parents aren't the best sometimes. You know, she'd have the good parents that would. It was a JK class. She put all the curriculum online so the kids could take the work home with them, and the parents could help go through the curriculum with them when they're not at school. Yeah. She did this amazing website, and maybe like 5 or 6 of the parents went out of like 30 went to it. You know, and she was like kind of like.
That's why we need teachers. I hope that's another thing that comes out of this is that we realize how important those teachers are, and that's what we need to support them.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And my mom has a really like interesting stance on it because she doesn't agree with the striking, and she was a teacher for 30 years. She agrees with she agrees with a lot of the things. Like she wants to have more time in class. She wants to have smaller, like the smaller class size. She's 1000% on that. That was one of the reasons she retired a little bit early. Actually, if she hears me saying she retired early, she'd be pissed. I think probably because she didn't retire early, but it was one of the things that was really weighing on her at the end of her teaching career was that they were just jamming more and more kids in. You'd have special needs kids. They wouldn't have the extra help for the special needs, and so she was just having to like look after 33 kids and not be able to like teach. She just have to make sure they're all herded in a safe place.
Crowd control at one point.
Yeah.
At some point.
So she's on it with that, but she's not on board with the money side. She's not on board with she doesn't think teachers need more money. She did all of her extra.
And I think a lot of teachers, unfortunately, are kind of like that. And unfortunately, that's all the people that are against the teachers are seeing is that one part of what
they do. They see the teachers striking. They think that they want more money because that's usually what a strike is about. But the teachers are striking because they want to keep the class size smaller. And that is fundamentally important to keeping education on, God, I hate to say where it is, but at the end of the day, we want it to be better. And you can't make it better by putting more kids in the class and all the research shows. Anyways, it's crazy. And I feel lucky when I think about my education. I feel lucky to have been able to go through the system when it was the way it was when I did it. And I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
How have you considered, like, are you still in Dundas?
Yes.
Are you thinking, because you have to be up at like 3 a.m, right?
3:15.
I knew it.
3:15. It's bullshit. Every time I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck?
I've been asleep for like 1 hour at that point. So have you considered moving to Toronto?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I knew it. I knew I was going to strike a nerve with this question.
But the family, I mean, we've got a great place. We're kind of in the country. And once I get there, because there's no traffic that time of day, so I can get there in like 40 minutes. I know that's speeding, but so it's okay, but I don't know. It's up in the air. And also try to move closer to Toronto. You need like $1 million. It's brutal.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. And
so,
like,
I don't know.
My mom's moving out of Dundas soon, but I don't know what's going on with the real estate market right now. And the stocks are in the shit. My cryptocurrency's taking a shit. Everything's not doing so great right now. So I think everyone's in a holding pattern until we figure out what the fuck's going on. But
and I really love Hamilton, and that's where I was hoping to move to, but now that doesn't make sense. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. And
I had fun.
Good. And I'm super, super excited for your move to the edge. And I hope that we'll be flipping the tables back to where they rightfully belong, which is me in the interview.
I know I've got so many questions, but it's like shut up. I have so many. It's hard not to ask questions.
Yeah,
so
I don't have a lot of great answers right now. We did finish up the new record right as or we are just barely finishing up the new record as this all happened. So
yeah.
Things are going to be happening, but it's actually kind of if this shit had to happen, it's come at a really great time for Monster Truck because we were about to take a break anyway. So now we.
Oh, okay. Are you still baking bread?
Yeah, actually, well, kind of. I'm doing the cheaper, easier stuff right now, just because I accidentally killed our starter.
Oh.
But I left it out on the table for too long and it died.
Starter?
Starter is the thing that it's like the seed of the fermentation that makes the bread.
God.
That's a whole other conversation. We'll talk about that another time. Thank you for coming on.
Bread edition. Thank you for having me.
Have a great time at the Edge. I hope everything works out with whatever you guys are going to figure out for the quarantine side of things, and I hope to come see you soon.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Thank you, Shauna. Bye.
Bye.
That was Shauna Whalen from 102.1 The Edge. Hope you guys enjoyed that. She is the best. I'm just going to peel through some of the questions I missed while we're doing this. All your comments have been coming through here. Oh, James from Cambridge. Is she nice? Wish I could have seen you at the Bulldogs playoffs. Oh, I know. Sorry, Peggy. It was just like, man, everyone must be just dying for hockey. I'm dying for hockey. And I feel really bad that I missed the Bulldogs playoffs. You're saying I should talk about albums and songs. But one of the things that's really been driving me fucking crazy about this shit is that I want to be able to play our bands. Like, I'd love to be able to play some Royal Tusk. I'd love to be able to play Picture Books. I'd love to be able to play the Lazies. Even when I played the Crownland stuff, I ran into problems, standstills. I can't play any fucking music on here because of the way that the internet is now set up it automatically detects music and just blocks your fucking content as soon as you use other people's stuff, which I think is absolutely fucking ludicrous when you consider that all these bands that I just mentioned, including ourselves, all we want to do is get exposed by the most amount of people out there right now. And all we get is bullshit when we even get copyright notices when we try and play our own fucking songs. It's so infuriating. And I can't even play our buds. And it's, it's because the record labels own the rights to the content, and where you're not allowed to use it because you got to try and monetize it, which I don't do. We don't monetize. We currently don't have the Monster Truck account monetized because I fucking hate ads, and I would hate if you guys were trying to tune into the live stream and had to watch a fucking Mazda ad before we did this, because at the end of the day, this is kind of about giving back as opposed to taking. So anyways, that drives me fucking crazy. I'd love to be able to play some tunes on this show. What else have you guys been doing, man? I like video games have been popping the fuck off right now. Like, it is nuts. Doom Eternal came out. Call of Duty did Warzone, which is awesome, and Half-Life Alyx came out on VR a week ago. And I don't know if you guys are hip to that, but fucking holy shit! I know VR is a bit of a niche market, but this game is gonna take VR and make it into a mainstream thing because the game is fucking crazy. I don't know if you're familiar with Half-Life at all, but the new game Alyx is fucking awesome. And I'm digging it. It's actually freaking me out to the point where I can only play it for an hour at a time, and then when I come out of there, I have to readjust my brain to being back in reality. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. What else? Oh, you get some new messages here. I am playing Doom, Arthur. I obviously just mentioned that. Doom is fucking awesome. Got a system with 10,000 games keeping me occupied, Dave says. All old school. Old school shit's great. I know a lot of people don't like the new stuff because it's just too many goddamn buttons on there to figure it all out. But what about TV? Anyone watching any good TV? The Outsider on HBO. I think it's on HBO. I watched it on Crave, so I'm not sure the network it's on. This show, The Outsider, is fucking wicked. It's kind of like True Detective meets X-Files. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, just don't watch Contagion 6 times in a row. It's just going to fucking bum you out. But yeah, if you're digging the streams, throw a like on YouTube. Throw us a subscription on YouTube. Obviously, we're going to keep pumping it out on Facebook. I think that's about it for today. Appreciate everyone tuning in. James from Cambridge wants me to play Wreckfest. Maybe we'll play Wreckfest. Balin's playing Borderlands 2. I tried to get into Borderlands 2, but I like the competitive nature of games too much to get into that. It's just like I just want to fight against other people. I don't like fighting against AI. Although Doom, that's what all Doom is. But Doom's so fantastical, I can get away with it. It's fine for me. But yeah, that's it for this week. Quarantine Hangs episode 3. Thanks to Shauna for coming on. Throw a subscription there and a like on YouTube if you could. Yeah, we got a good guest coming for you on Monday. We're going to bring our tour manager, Tom Bagley, on here to tell you stories from the road. It's going to be good. And he's a character and a half, and I'm sure he's going to have lots of good things to say. And if not, I'm going to poke him and prod him until he says the things I want him to say. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Quarantine Hangs episode 3. We'll see you on Monday for Quarantine Hangs episode 4. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe. Stay home. Bye for now. Ha ha ha!